You ready? There are days I was worried I'm not going to get this split after 90 days, and it was really getting into my Namaste yogis.
It's Goga, kinda like yoga. 2 years in the game, 78 postures later, it is clear hip openers are the big boys or girls in yoga. From sitting ones, lunges, squats, goddesses, hamstring stretchers, including the inversions. With this foundation, I'm convinced that we are ready to take a 90-day journey towards the mother of them all. They call it Hanumasana, monkey, or as most of you know it, the splits. Enjoy the ride.
Welcome to the Yoga with Goga debrief on the splits challenge. What a journey it has been for the last 90 days. So I just decided to sit down here on the beach just to be able to reflect on a few things about the journey that has been that particular challenge. It's very hot, but I'm going to try do this real quick before you go for a dip. So yeah, I did the split challenge. It's taken a couple of months, and I had to stagger it a bit because of again, my target was anytime I drop a video, at least I need to get about 100 views in 24 hours, because that's a typical yoga class for me, and I'm sure that at least I've reached out to the community. So yeah, that was of course hard the initial days, but of course as the weeks progressed, it got a bit easier, and I'm glad at least I learned through that process. So I had to stagger it a bit because also of the fact that sometimes you don't want to be overloading people with videos and things like that. So I needed to actually also just stagger it a bit. So that's why it took a bit longer. Well, we got the split. Almost. We got the split. That definitely went well. But I also like the flexibility that I built over time as I kept on doing that particular challenge. And for me, that was the biggest, takeaway out of that. Oh my goodness. That was... every day I had to just talk myself into doing it, because otherwise I would end up just feeling frustrated and things like that. And it was hard, but I always felt like it was an obligation. Some days I felt it was like an obligation, but I had to keep going. I had to power through and just finish the challenge. Well, keep practicing, I think, because practice, and the posture will come. I think that's what one of the foremost yoga gurus once said. So I think just keep practicing and see where the journey takes me. To be patient with the process. It takes time. You don't need to... there are days you wanted to get a split like yesterday, but then you realize that you need to give yourself the gift of time, because with time there is learning, and with learning comes experience, and with experience comes the posture. So I needed to actually just let that sink into my psyche until we were ready to actually get the particular posture. Of course, there are days... one thing again you learn is that there are days you get the split, and then there are days the split doesn't happen. And I think I needed to actually process that.
A few moments later.
Sometimes I used to give myself so much pressure that I need to get the split, I need to get it like yesterday, but then I realized I need to trust in the process. That is really the work. If it was too easy, I would have probably gotten it by day one. And I think that was the lesson right there. There are days you come onto the mat, the split is not happening. There are days you show up, the split is almost happening. There are days you are like, nope, zero. It's not even you can't even sink your hips lower than where they're supposed to be. So for me, I think those dynamics were quite an eye opener. Yeah, so it is not going to be easy every single day. The injuries, those injuries that you used to get, hamstring injuries. Sometimes you feel that you are so sore, the hips are sore. It's like you feel you are going to tear ligaments. There's a week I didn't practice the split for an entire week because I had some serious hamstring injuries, and I had to just I had to appreciate that as the process. It's part of the process. It comes with the territory. And yeah, so for me, what did not go so well were probably those injuries. Those injuries were crazy. Yeah, but I had to power through, and I think that is literally what you learn through the whole process, that is a challenge. shooting videos daily, that was hard. That was hard because, let me give you an idea. So a typical video like takes about 30 minutes or maybe 25 to 30 minutes there, a give or take. So you end up doing like a sequence, and you have to do like a sequence for like 25 to 30 minutes. And remember, you are like recording it. So you have to record it, you have to position the camera in such a way, the lighting has to be perfect. It was just hard sometimes. So there are days when I couldn't shoot, I had to do a live stream. And you know, live streams take a bit longer because you have to engage the audience, you have to talk to them, you have to catch up with them. So that used to take even of an hour. But the other time also just setting up the camera, trying to get locations. Sometimes the weather is overcast, the lighting is just not perfect. Sometimes you are traveling. It was quite an intricate balance of time, but you know, we had to do what we had to do. At least I used to make sure that at least I have 3 videos every week that are just waiting to be edited and things like that. Editing takes a lot of time. At some point I had to now just get into time lapse, because then it becomes very repetitive, and then you realize you need to manage everybody's time. No one is going to be watching you for 25 minutes as well. So I had to like figure out how to, you know, put in that down there on the timeline. But you know, we manage. At some point, the beauty, one thing I learned through the process is that editing gets very easy. Editing gets very easy with time, because now you're very like proficient at it. There are days like I could just start editing and in 1 hour I'm done. I just need to do a voiceover on top of it. But with the time-lapse versions, I didn't even need to do a voiceover. I just put music, or I layer the music, and then I use text just to describe what I'm doing. And I think that for me was a very good learning experience also for me as a content creator. I don't know what it's going to be, but you know, I will figure it out as you know, as we proceed. It's been a nice learning experience. It's been a nice learning curve. I've actually enjoyed and I've trusted the process. I think I will do another challenge. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think that I loved the structure that came with that particular challenge, and I want to see whether I can even like do more challenges, you know, going forward. The channel is going to take a bit of course, a break from uploads after this challenge, as I just try to figure out a few things. So maybe I'll be sticking to live streams in the meantime, and then based on that I will see how to, you know, to structure the next challenge, because I need to have more yoga classes in there. We need to have more breathing exercises in there. We need to explore things like the sleep yoga. We need to explore things like, you know, cleansing techniques, because yoga is very broad. It's not just like the physical postures of the asanas. So we need to actually also look at the whole holistic aspect that is the yoga practice, and I want to actually bring in more of that into the channel. So yeah, with time you will see those dynamics in terms of the content that I'll be putting up, and then just to broaden your mind on the whole experience that is yoga. My name is Goga, kinda like yoga. Haha. That was the best record. The splits challenge has been a learning journey. I've enjoyed doing it. I don't think I'm doing a 90-day challenge anytime soon. Yeah, it keeps the channel busy. I think the benefit with doing a 90-day challenge is that it keeps the channel busy. So ordinarily the time that you'll be wondering what content to make, at least I used to know that I have a split challenge that I need to record a video for and upload. And then people also were curious. People are following the journey with me. So I think that kept me going, because people are like, hey, how are you doing in terms of the split challenge? How are you doing in terms of the split challenge? And I think that was pretty good, just to also give you accountability. I still have hamstring injuries. Yep, for sure. I definitely still have hamstring injuries. But you know what? Yeah, scars to my beautiful. I will heal with time. So I want to do something more restorative, I think, for the next 1 month, just to be able to heal up the legs and, you know, the hips. And then now I will ease back into the crazy practice now after my restorative period. Thank you so much, everybody who helped me through this process. It is not easy. It is not an ending. It is just where you stop the story, as we said in the finale. So, and I think that's what I want to just leave you guys with. It's not the ending. We'll keep making the content, but for now we stop the split story here as we power through and we see what is the next the next phase of the challenge. Right. So thank you so much, everyone. I will see you on the next one.